In this particular training, we're going to do this carousel effect in PowerPoint. If I click on this particular number 1 for the finalists, it goes to finalist number 1. If I click on this bar for finalist 3, it goes to finalist 3. If I click on this bar for finalist 5, it goes to finalist 5. I could also use the left and right arrows. In this particular example, I'm going to use the right arrow, and we go to finalist 1. Then we go to finalist 2. Then we go to finalist 3. Then we go to finalist 4, and then we go to finalist 5. We could also use the left arrow, and we go to finalist 4, finalist 3, finalist 2, and then finalist 1. Good afternoon. In terms of this video, what we want to do is talk about a presentation. Basically, my boss came to me and was like, people are falling asleep at the presentation. I want to make the slides more tantalizing, more interesting, more animated for our pool suite finalists. In terms of this presentation, I mentioned to him, hey, I could do a carousel effect. He was like, go ahead and make that happen. I was like, no problem. So what we have here is a blank presentation right now. I've already deleted the title slides and the subtitle slides, and we're going to go under the insert menu and then go to pictures and then this device. I'm going to go into my carousel effect folder and select my 5 pictures. I'm then going to click on insert. With these 5 photos selected, I'm then going to go to the crop menu over here and click on crop, and then crop to shape, and then oval. All of the pictures then become an oval. What I'm going to do is click off of the slide and then click back on this first slide. And in terms of changing the size for this picture, I'm going to go under size and position. I'm then going to uncheck the box to lock aspect ratio. Uncheck the box to have it relative to original picture size. And for picture height, I'm going to type in 5.63. For a width, I'm going to type in 5.63 also, so that we could get a circular shape. And you can see here we have a circular shape right here for this main photo. For this second picture, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to do a shift click and go and select this back picture here. I'm then going to take off the box to lock aspect ratio, and also take off the box to relative to original picture size. For height, I'm going to enter in 4.88. And for width, I'm going to enter in also 4.88 to get a circular shape. So we see that those 2 shapes here are behind this main photo. For the 4th and 5th photos, I want to select the 4th photo and then shift click and then select the 5th photo. With those 2 selected, once again, I'm going to uncheck the box to lock aspect ratio. Uncheck the box relative to original picture size. And then for height, I'm going to choose 4.13. For width, I'm also going to choose 4.13 to make a circular shape. Now, with all of those pictures being a circular shape, I'm going to click off of the photos so I'm not selecting any of those photos, and then bring this main photo in the center here. I'm then going to take the second photo and bring it here on the right-hand side of the main photo, and then take this other slide and bring it on the left-hand side. I'm then going to take this 4th picture in the back here and bring this on the right-hand side, but not making sure not to go off of the screen. And taking this 5th photo and putting here on the left-hand side of the photos. Now, if you notice that some of your pictures are going off of the screen, you could go and click on the left-hand side of all your photos and then drag and grab all of the photos. If you didn't get all of the photos, you could shift click on the photos and make sure that you get them all. And then hit the right arrow to just move the pictures over to the right hand side. Alright, with that being done, we could then click and then we could try to align our photos. For this particular photo, I see that it's more than on the middle of this particular photo, indicated by the vertical line here. And for this one, I want to move it over closer towards the middle of the circle for the main photo. So if you click and then click off, you can see that the bar comes here almost in the middle of the photo. And that's great. And for this particular photo, all the way on the right hand side, we click on it and we bring the box in. You can see that that's almost in the middle of the circle here. For this particular box, we want to do the same thing and bring it over so that this box, when you click it, the vertical line is almost in the middle of the box. And for this photo, we want to do the same to make sure that that line is pretty much in the middle of the box. And once again, if you need to move your photos over, you could do that by left clicking on the side here and try to grab all of the photos. If you happen to miss one, you could shift click, grab that photo, and then move it over. I see that we also have the circle here in the middle, and we can move that over and adjust it accordingly. Now, with this photo on the right hand side, what we want to do is drag it up and down. And what we're looking for is horizontal bars that actually align with the picture on the left hand side. So if you look on the left and look on the right, you see that there's bars that align at the top and bottom. That means we have the photos horizontally aligned. In terms of this second picture here, we're going to drag this up and down. And we want to see those bars above and below the photos. And we can see, if we look on the left and look on the right, you have lines above the left and the right photos. And we'll just click off of that since they're aligned. And of course the center one is aligned on its own. And with this particular picture all the way on the right, we could use the right arrows to bring it in so it's more on the slide than going off of the slide. With that being done, what we can do now is click on the insert menu. And then when we're on the insert menu, what we can do is grab a text box. So we could click on text box, and you see here in the middle a text box appear. And we want to give a title to the presentation. So I'll type a title of Pool Suite Finalists. And I'll grab the upper left-hand corner of this and then put it on the top of the slide and then drag it out so everything is on one line. And I'll put a space in between Suite and Finalists. I'll then grab the text in the box by highlighting it, and then once with that highlighted, I could go under the font menu and then select the gold color. I could then drag on the left hand corner and drag this to try to make it right above the main slide. If you need to move things down, you can once again go on the left hand side in the blank area and try to select all the slides. Again, if you miss one, you could do a shift click and grab that slide and then use the arrows to drag it down to create more space. We also want to create some titles for the finalists. So we're also going to go under Insert and go under Text Box and then draw a text box. We then want to type in a name of Finalist 1 and add a space in between and select the text and then a gold color. We then want to click on the upper left hand corner of the box and do a Control C and then a Control V 4 times to duplicate it 5 times. We then want to put these other boxes over the corresponding finalists, and we'll change the names later. And with moving these above the finalists, what we want to do is try to keep them on the same horizontal line. And we'll clean that up in a little bit. So we have finalist 1 here, we have finalist 1, we have another finalist 1 over here. We want to bring this up a little and drag it up. And with this one, we want to do finalist 1 and drag it up so it's level with everything else. And you can see it creates little red bars so you can try to align everything on the same line. Alright, so we have finalist 1 and we just need to change the name. The main focus of the first slide is going to be finalist 1. So these other slides we're going to change this one to finalist 2. We're going to change this one to finalist 3. We're going to change this one to finalist 5. We're going to change this to finalist 4. And you might wonder why finalists 4 and 5 are on the left-hand side and finalists 2 are on the right-hand side. In creating this carousel effect, finalist 4 over here will rotate and go over to finalist 3. Finalist 5 will move over to the left, and then correspondingly for finalist 1, finalist 2, and finalist 3 will move to the left. So with that being done, we have the title of the slide. We have the finalists above their respective pictures, but we also need to go to Insert and grab some lines. What we want to do is grab this line here, and when we go down here, we want to draw a line and try to keep it horizontal. Okay, with that being selected, and it's already selected, we want to go under Shape Outline and then go under Weight. We then want to go to 6 point to give it a bigger weight. And also, if we go under Shape Outline, we want to make sure that that's black. With that being selected, we want to do a Control-C and then a Control-V 4 times to make 5 bars. We want to drag the bars under each picture. And with the bars being dragged under each picture, we'll then add, in the next step, some arrows. This will be used to create not only carousel effect, but also being able to go to a specific finalist. So we'll drag this up and try to put them all on the same horizontal line. Try to make it even and symmetrical and align properly. And try to put the bars as best as you can in the middle of the pictures. Alright, so here we have the bars underneath the pictures, but in terms of the main focus of the picture, which is finalist 1, we want to also go under the home menu, and for Shape Outline, we want to make that and turn that into a gold bar, so it's the focus of the picture. We also want to go under the Insert menu again and go under Icons. As the icon menu comes up, we want to type in Arrow. And with that being selected, we want to grab the left arrow here, and we also want to grab the right arrow and then click Insert. Now these arrows appear here in the middle of the slide, so you might not be able to see them. I want to just drag those down into this lower left hand corner. Click off of the arrows and then click on to the one that you want to move. In this case, we want to move the right arrow over to the lower right corner. So we're going to put this over here in this corner, and for this left arrow, we're going to put it in the lower left-hand corner. We also want to bring the bars up, so we can select all the bars by doing a shift click and dragging the bars up a little so they're underneath the corresponding slides. Alright, so we have the gold color in the middle, we have the title of the slides at the top here, we also have the Pool Suite finalists, and we have our pictures corresponding. What we want to do is also change the color of the arrows to gold to give it a little more character. So we want to click on that and then go to Shape Fill and then click Gold. We want to do the same for this right arrow and then Shape Fill and then Gold. So we have gold picture for the left and right arrows and also the gold bar in the center. With that being done, what we want to do now is duplicate this slide 4 times for a total of 5 slides. So if we do a Control-C on this first slide and then a Control-V 4 times, we'll have 5 slides. And what we need to do is just change the name and change the pictures to correspond with the different finalists. So we have here slide 1, which the center of attention is finalist 1. Slide 2, the center of the attention for this one should be finalist 2. And correspondingly, we'll change the name of this one to finalist 3. We'll change the name of this one to finalist 4. We'll change the name of this one to finalist 1. And we'll change the name of this one to finalist 5. Alright, so we have finalists 2, 3, 4, and 5. For the third slide, the focus is on finalist 3. This one will change to finalist 4, and this one will change to finalist 5. For this one, we'll change to finalist 2, and we'll change this one to finalist 1. For this first slide, the focus is on finalist 4. For this particular text box, we'll change this to finalist 5. And for this text box, we'll change to finalist 1. For this one, we'll change to finalist 3. And for this one, we'll change to finalist 2. And for this last slide, the focus is finalist 5. We'll change this one to finalist 1. And we'll change this one to finalist 2. For this one, we'll change to finalist 4. And for finalist 4, we'll change that to finalist 3. So if we look at our slides now, we have finalists 1, 2, and 3. And as it rotates, we have 4, 5, and 4 will go over here to finalist 3. We have finalists 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. We have finalists 1, 2, 3, 4, and this should be not 35, but 5. For this one, we have finalist 4 as the focus, and then 5, and then 1, 2, and 3. And for this one, you have the focus is finalist 5, and then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we also have our corresponding gold colors and gold bars at the bottom of the presentation. Now, in terms of this, we have the names of the finalists correct in terms of being above the right position, but we need to make sure the picture is also changed too. So for slide 1, finalists 1, finalists 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all correct, but we need to rotate these pictures for finalist 2. So for finalist 2, we want to click on finalist 2 picture, right click on it, go to change picture, and then go to this device, and then select finalist 2 for our picture. We want to do the same thing for finalist 3, go to change picture, go to this device, and then go to finalist 3. For finalist 4, we want to right click on that, go to change picture, this device, and then finalist 4. For finalist 1, we want to go and change picture, and once again go to change picture, this device, and go to finalist 1. And for this picture, for finalist 5, we want to go to change picture, and then this device, and finalist 5. For slide 3, finalist 3 is the focus, so we're going to go to change picture, go to this device, and then go to finalist 3. For finalist 4, we want to right click, go to change picture, this device, and then finalist 4. For this particular picture, we want to go it's finalist 5, so we want to right click on that, go to change picture, and then go to this device, and then finalist 5. For finalist 2, we want to go to change picture, go to this device, and go to finalist 2. And for finalist 1, we want to right click on that, go to change picture, and go to this device, and go to finalist 1. All right, you can see all of our pictures here are different. All right, if we go to slide 4, we need to right click on the picture, go to change picture, go to this device, and go to finalist 4. For finalist 5, right click on the picture, go to change picture, this device, and then finalist 5. For finalist 5, click on the picture, right click, go to change picture, this device, and grab finalist 1. For finalist 3, we want to right click, change picture, this picture, go to finalist 3. And for finalist 2, we want to right click, go to change picture, this device, and then finalist 2. For the last picture, the focus is finalist 5. We want to right click on the picture, go to change picture, this device, get finalist 5. For finalist 1, we want to go and get that correct picture, this device, then finalist 1. For finalist 2, we want to right click, go to change picture, this device, and then finalist 2. For finalist 4, we want to right click, change picture, this device, get finalist 4. And for this finalist 3, we want to get the right picture by going to change picture, this device, and finalist 3. So now if we click on the first slide, we have finalists 2, 3, 4, and 5. The headings look good. Pictures at the bottom look good. If you look at all the pictures, they're all different pictures. Same thing with this slide. They're all different pictures. The titles at the top are great. The colors of the arrows are great. The fourth slide, the finalist is 4. All of the pictures are different. They will make a rotating effect once we finish. And the gold bar is underneath the finalist 4, and the arrows are gold. In terms of finalist 5, we have the gold bar underneath finalist 5. We have the title's all correct, and the title of the slide. We also have the pictures. They're all different, so that means they'll rotate and look great. All right, with that being done, we can go to the first slide and look at that and make sure that everything is correct, and it is. And one of the things that we want to do in this carousel effect is if we keep clicking, we want to make sure this carousel keeps going. So in terms of that, we want to click on that first slide, and it could be any slide, but we want to go under slideshow and then set up slideshow. And we want to say loop continuously until escape and click OK. And one of the other things that we want to do is also click on this first slide and start to add actions for these bars underneath and also for the arrows. So for this first arrow, we already have it in gold color, so we're going to go click on that one and then go under insert and then action. We want to then go to hyperlink to, and instead of next slide, we want to go to previous slide. For this first bar means that we want to go to the first slide or the first finalist, which is finalist 1. So we click on the first slide and we click on OK. For the second bar, that means we're going to the second finalist. So we go to hyperlink 2, we go to next, and then we hit slide and we go to, I think I select slide 3. Let's make sure we go back to slide and then go to slide 2 and then click OK. For this gold bar, we want to go to action. That's the third item. So we want to go to the third finalist, go to slide, and then slide 3. And then I'll click OK. For this fourth bar, we want to go to action. We want to go to hyperlink 2, go down to slide, and then go to slide 4. And then click OK, and then OK. And for the finalist, for the bar underneath finalist 3, we want to go to action. Go to hyperlink 2, go down to slide, and then slide 5, and then click OK. And for this last arrow, the action is going to be to go to the next slide, and that's already selected for us, so that's okay. We're going to do the same thing for slide 2. So for this left arrow, we're going to go under action. We're going to go to hyperlink, and we're going to go to previous slide and hit OK. For this first bar, that's our first finalist, go hyperlink. We're going to go to slide, and then go to slide 1 and click OK. For the second bar, we want to go to action. We want to go to hyperlink 2. We want to go to slide, and then we want to go to slide 2 and click OK. For this third bar, which is the focus, we want to go to the third slide because we want to go to the third finalist. Go to slide and then 3 and then click OK. For this fourth bar, that means we're going to the fourth finalist. So we want to go to hyperlink, slide down the slide, and then go to the fourth slide and click OK. And for this next bar, we want to go to action and then hyperlink and then go down the slide. And then for slide 5, and then click OK, and then OK. We then want to click on this right arrow and action. We want to go to hyperlink 2, and it's already on the next slide, which is fine, which is okay. All right. In terms of slide 3, we want to do the same thing. The left arrow, we want to go under action. We want to go under hyperlink. We want to go to previous slide and click OK. We want to click on the first bar, and that will take us to the first finalist. And we want to go to slide and go to slide 1, and then click OK, and then OK. The second bar, we want to go to finalist 2. So action, hyperlink, and then go down a slide, and then slide 2, and then OK. For this finalist 3, we want to go under action. We want to go under hyperlink. We want to go to slide, and then we want to go to slide 3, and then hit OK, and then OK. For this next bar, we want to go to action. We want to go to hyperlink. We want to go to the fourth slide. Click on slide, and then slide 4, and then OK, and then OK. And then for this fifth slide, we want to click on that bar. Go to action. Go to hyperlink. Go to slide, and then slide number 5, and then click OK, and then OK. And for this right arrow, we want to click on the arrow, go under action, and then hyperlink. And then on this one, it was already on next slide, so that's fine. And then we just click OK. For this fourth slide, we're going to do similar things. We're going to click on this left arrow. We're going to go to Actions. We're going to go to Hyperlink to, and then we're going to slide down a slide. Since this is an arrow, we're going to go to Hyperlink to. We're going to go to Previous Slide and click OK. For this first bar, we're going to click on the bar, then go to Action, Hyperlink to, then slide down the slide, and then go to slide number 1, which is fine, and then hit OK, and then OK. For this next second bar, we're going to go to the action menu, then hyperlink to, and then since it's the second bar, we're going to go to slide and then slide number 2, hit OK and then OK. For this third bar, we're going to click on action. We're going to go to hyperlink to, go down to slide, and then slide 3, and then we're going to click OK and then OK. And for this fifth slide, for this fourth bar, we're going to click on that and then go to action and then hyperlink to, and then we're going to go down to slide, and then we're going to go to slide 4. And also on the slide, we want to go to the fifth bar and then go to action and then hyperlink to, and then go down to slide and then go to slide 5 and then click OK and then OK. And for this right arrow, we want to go to action and then hyperlink to. We see that it's already next slide, and then just hit OK. For this last slide, we want to go to the gold arrow, the left arrow, and click on action, hyperlink to, and then we want to select previous slide. For this first bar, since it's the first bar, we want to go to the first finalist. We go to hyperlink to, then we go down to slide, and then we go down to slide number 1, and then hit OK. For the second bar, we then go to action, we go to hyperlink to, then we go down to slide, and then we go down to slide number 2. Since this is the second bar, we want to go to the second finalist. The third bar here, we click on action, we go to hyperlink to, we go down to slide, and we select the third slide and hit OK, and hit OK, since this is for the third finalist. For the fourth bar, we click on action, go to hyperlink to, we go down to slide, then we go to slide number 4 and click OK, and then OK. And for the fifth bar, we go under action, we go under hyperlink to, we then go down to slide, we then select slide number 5 and then click OK. And for this right arrow, we then go to action and hyperlink. Next slide is already selected and we hit OK. So in terms of this, we have the arrows, we have the corresponding actions, we have the colors at the bottom, we have the proper titles at the top. We also have the finalists with a header. For some reason here on the second slide, a finalist here has been changed to blue instead of gold, so we'll just select that. We'll go under home, we'll go to the gold font, and now we have that in gold font. So just make sure you're checking your work, make sure that everything is spelled correctly, has the right spacing and things like that. We have different pictures on each slide, so that means that they'll rotate. We also want to just go on the slideshow again and go to setup slideshow and make sure that loop continuously until escape is still selected. So that is all great. In terms of what we want to do now is we want to click on this first slide. And we want to then shift click on this last slide, and then we want to go under transitions. And this will allow our animations to move. We want to click on morph effect. And in terms of the morph effect, that's going to create the animation. The PowerPoint is going to blink at you, letting you know that the morph feature is turned on. And what we can do now is basically go to the icon here in the lower right hand corner and click on slideshow and see what we have. If we click here, we have here, as the presentation has started, we have finalist 1 here. It has a gold bar underneath, and we have our corresponding gold bars, gold arrows. If we click on the gold arrows, we go to finalist 2, and you can see that the words and the pictures move. If we click again, we go to finalist 3, and that becomes the main focus. If we click again, that finalist 4 becomes the main focus of our slide. And we click on slide 5, that becomes the main focus. You're probably saying that's all great, but can we do it in reverse? If we click on this one, we go to slide 4. We click again, it goes to slide 3. We click again, we go to slide 2, and it goes to slide 1. You're like, that's all great and well, but what about those bars underneath the pictures? Okay, if we click on Finalist 5, Finalist 5 appears. And we're not going to cheat by going to slide 4 here, because that's just right next to it. Let's go all the way to Finalist 2. And that will bring up Finalist 2 as the main focus of the slide. And you're like, okay, well, let's jump to slide 4. Okay, if we click on this bar, which is Finalist 4, it goes to Finalist 4. If we click on Finalist 2, this goes over to Finalist 2. And if we click on Finalist 5, this actually goes and make Finalist 5 the main feature. As you can see, the PowerPoint goes continuously until we press escape. If you think that the arrows might be broken, we could click again and we can make the arrows for the PowerPoint move in a carousel fashion. We could also click on this arrow to make sure that the arrows are still working for the right arrow. So you can see we have this carousel feature. Right now we're on Finalist 5, but let's say we want to jump to Finalist 2, we have Finalist 2. We can jump to Finalist 4. And you get the general overall idea. We click on the first bar as Finalist 1. And if we click on the last bar, which is Finalist 5, we go to Finalist 5. So I want to thank you for watching. What we've basically done for the boss is make his presentation much more tantalizing, much more exciting, and animated so that the users' attention are drawn to the presentation and they don't fall asleep. Once again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate. Thank you. Bye-bye.